Hello, welcome to my channel again. Now remember, we're still in this loop. I'll put this line here, loop, to remind me. Now we've covered we've covered all the combinations. Let me just get rid of some space. So all of them are all the possibilities, paired or whatever. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to add something else to this, and I'm going to call it config. I should have probably had more things in this, but not to worry. And this is called chart, and this will just be the chart that we're going to use. So we can modify this from outside the class, and we're going to use the basic one. Okay. Now I probably should have put I probably should have put config items like chart keys and all that in here, but I didn't. So what it is, I don't think a lot of things are going to be in this, so I'm not going to bother to change it. Okay. So let me just see if I can minimize these. You can still look what they are. Okay, so that's good. We can see what everything is. Okay, so I'm going to start from here. So now we've done enough things to convert all the hands into these kind of keys. So now I can actually make use of them. So what I'm going to do is, everything is set up. So the first thing we're going to do is, when we are involved in a hand, we're going to get the dealer card. So what we need to do is, we need to get the script of the thing which matches the dealer card. For instance, if the dealer card was 3, we've already got the array, and the 3 will be the second one. So we're just gonna have to do 3 minus 1, and we need to get this array. So that's the first step. So I'm going to call it play equals, and we're going to do this dot chart, and then we're going to we want the basic one, so it's going to be this dot, we just created this config dot chart, and then which one do we want? It's going to be the dealer card minus 2, and that's going to get us the correct array. Okay, now what we now want is, we want the index of that array. What is an index? So what we've done is, we've got this, say if it was 6, we'll have all these cards here, and then we don't have to see the index of it. Okay, so for instance, if I had 12, what does the index of 6 say at 12? Is it 6? Is it S? So that's what we need to find out. So we need the index. So I'm going to do let index equals this dot chart keys, and again it's going to be this dot config dot chart, and it's going to be, I'm going to do a search here. So this key hand here, we're going to search for the key hand. Okay, and I'm going to do that by doing it index of, I'm going to put in the key hand, and that will find the index. Okay, or if it's equal to -1, the player's bossed, according to how we set this up. If index is greater than -1, then we do something else, the player's bust. Okay. So when the player's bust, I'm going to create a new. I haven't included. This is one where I haven't included it here. I've included them there, but I'm not going to include. I might include this one. I haven't decided yet. But I'm going to create a new property on the object without including it at the top. Okay. So if it's more than minus, if index is more than -1, that means it hasn't bust. Else it has bust. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do item dot action. So this is a new property that we added. For bust, we're just going to set it to U. Okay, so what it is, U is just going to be something that is not. It's not SH. It's not one of these. Okay. I suppose you could set it to blank space if you wanted to, but let's set it to a string. But anyway, so if you're bust, if you're not on the chart, we're going to set you to U. If you are on the chart, we're going to set item dot action equal. So what we need to do is we need to get the action key, which is here. Okay, so we need to get this out, and then we can map them to one of these. Okay. Remember, this H0 maps to this here. So if I do this action keys, and then I do that, and I do play, and I do index, so that's going to set it to either. The result of me doing that is it will set that to one of these here, H, S, P, D, or S. Okay. So that's that. Let me just, okay, the play equals that. Right. So this action will be set to something. This should be set to something. And I'm going to just think for a while before I do anything. Okay, I'm going to change my mind a bit. I'm going to do let action. Okay, so what I'm going to do is action equals that, else action equals that. Okay, so I'm not going to copy that to a property yet. Okay, so what I've done now is that should get me. So from here I know what the play is on the path for the player, because I've just looked at the timetable. I've stored it in action. So before I do anything, I have to check for doubles. So I'm gonna so before I do anything else, I'm gonna put a line in here, handle doubling. Okay, and in there I've got to handle doubles, because you can only double on the first 2 cards. So if you get the first 2 cards, you can only double then. But the way this thing works is somebody might have 11, so they might get 2, there might be 2, 5, and then a 4. 254, and that's 11. And if they look up this, then this may come back and say they can double. But if they've got more than 2 cards, even though it's selected double, then that's going to be incorrect. So we just have to put something for that, and that's what I'm going to put here is. So I'm going to put something here for that. If action equals D and cards length more than 2. In fact, I've got a bad habit of doing this way. There's probably an easy way to do it, but I'm going to carry on. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to copy this, because there's 2 types of doubles. There's one called DS. Okay, so what does this mean? Let's see what DS means. D means double, hit if not allowed. Double, hit if not allowed. Okay, so that means D means you double, and if you're not allowed to double, hit. Okay, for whatever reason. DS means double if you're not allowed to double stand. For instance, if you've got ace, so for instance, in our case, we could have ace and 6, and the ace and 7 now will be 18. Okay, if you've got 2 cards and those are your first 2 cards, then this is telling you to double. However, if you've got ace, 3, 4 ace, and a 3 and a 4, this will show you as having ace 17, but you've got 3 cards, and in which case you're not allowed to double, so you should stand. Okay, so I will put this in here, and all I have to do is put action equal, so I'm going to convert it to H. Here I'm going to do action equal S. Okay, and that is nearly it. But what I'm going to do is, we've handled doubles, we've got to handle some other things as well. Like for instance, we have to handle a pair of 2s, and 22, and 33 and 44, but we may not have to handle them. But I'll decide by the next video. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye.